Hey there guys, it's Rick Grimes again, and I bring you another video from the community, for the community. And this time it's from BloodMan000 again, and we're going to go ahead here and listen to uh, this well put together, informative piece. And let me tell you something, on behalf of the community, BloodMan000, we'd like to thank you for your work, your dedication, your passion, your attention to detail, and your help in pushing this movement forward and getting people to actually do their job. So we thank you. I thank you. I have great amount of respect for you and what you say. So let's go ahead here, ladies and gentlemen, and let's get into the video. And as always, let's get into the truth. Okay, see you in there.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? BloodMan000 here.
Hello.
1 second, let's go ahead and get to the point I'm trying to make with my old video.
Not. This gentleman is
As you guys can see
you. It's
right here, I made this video on March 5th, 15 days ago, almost a month. And you can see right here, I'll make it bigger, our good old friend Q Quen right here broke the leaderboard and took Ninja off his throne. The reason why I am making this video and I am talking about this issue once again is because it seems like anytime someone who's significant or important or influential on a player base and a player status for H1Z1, it seems like these hackers come out of the woodwork to make a claim and make a statement, and they do a public outcry. Now, whether that public outcry be something positive for them or positive for Daybreak to know that they're out there, it has happened again. Since then, our friend Q Quen, Q7 whatever, all these numbers and digits have been banned and taken off the leaderboards, but as you can see, we still have threats to the leaderboards everywhere in the top 3 players right now. I mean, look at how consistent all these numbers are for each one of these players right here. As of last night when I was looking at stats, our friend Q Quen and Q79 were the #1 players on the leaderboard and have since been removed. But another thing I want to point out is when you look at the 29 and the 21% and you go back over here and you look at these players right here. Hello, video game. There we go. 43% kill to match ratio. Look at this. Fucking out. Ridiculous. Look at this. 29. 28. 8. 15. Love H1Z1 is the fucking idealistic red flag that someone at H1Z1 should be taking a look at. Brad Wilcox. All these guys should be taking a notice and taking a look at everything that's going on from this point. Because these guys right here, Q Quen is what's known as a Chinese to Korean based. It stretches across the whole thing. It's a hacking organization, hacking team, and a hacking website within the Chinese market, in South Korean market. And it's the same company that runs Overwatch and CSGO. This can be found through a simple Google search. Now, from doing some research and talking to a former pro in the Overwatch community that was on a team with 2 hacking players that were on his team and the team got disbanded, he confirmed that sometimes these numbers after a Panda TV and a Douyu TV or Douyu, let's take a look, find our Panda players and our Douyu players. There's none right now on this front page. Oh, here we go. We got a Douyu. So Douyu is a South Korean streaming site, and Panda TV is a Chinese and Korean streaming site. These sites are as big and equivalent to Twitch in the respected region. Now, these numbers, as you can see at the end of the name or in the middle of the name, can be identified as one of 2 things: a access point and an IP code for the hack itself to make a connection through a VPN service. The VPN connects to the game, and the hacking implementation gets added to the code through the access point of a username. Because within the UI files and the UI information in the games files, a simple code or a simple write of the code in a username takes up a very small amount of space and can easily be taken in and out of an access point and an information dump within the game's files, game's clients, and to the gameplay status itself. Or it's just the last odd or so number of amount of digits in their IP address, because it's required that you have to display IP address or something in some form when you're streaming on those sites, so that way they can ban you directly through that address, because it is considered a crime to do certain acts while streaming and stuff like that. In the UK, China, Singapore, and Korea, hacking on your own home server can bring jail time and is seen as an act of terrorism or an intent to act or enact upon terrorism. I don't know how much has changed, but from about 3 to 5 years ago, when this stuff was a big issue and we were having a lot of issues and epidemics in these areas, and they were making threats towards us through the UN and other places. I don't know all the details. I'm going based off of information I know that I've been told through people who have been on the MVP brand in South Korea for the Overwatch team, and some other players who have experienced hacking on other regions and achieving and getting hacks from other regions to use on NA or another region for that matter. Next, I just want to talk about how the major reason and the major influx of cheaters over the weekend was people like Ninja, Tfue. You know, if I even have to explain why they were gone, it's kind of ridiculous, but it should be a blatant warning sign that whenever Daybreak throws an event, or a third party throws an event for this video game, or a streamer takes a break because of internet, income, travel, whatever it may be, they should be on Redcon, full on alert that these hackers are going to top the leaderboards, and they're going to display themselves and have these guys come back to prove that they're legit, or just so they get the name drop in the stream. Ninja was at the 300k tournament. Tfue was at the 300k tournaments. You know, Soda Pop and all these guys that are Schaefer, all these guys that are big influential names in the H1Z1 community who play the game and are royalty were at the 300k tournament. Of course, there was your hackers like Rogue Lifted, T-Hump, Stormin. I'm not going to get into all that crap. I only want to talk about the people I deem possibly, and for the most part, to be legit, like Ninja and Tfue. Tfue has had some run-ins with some issues and stuff like that, but he is verified to be legit, at least in my eyes, through the stats, through the numbers, through the math, and watching some of his gameplay performances. But our buddies from the Doyu, the QU, QQuen, the Love H1Z1s, the Q IP address, the QQuen hack or IP address, all these guys are the issues and the reason why I'm making videos like this, exposing, you know, our buddy QQuen here, our buddy Panda right here, our buddy Q Drewy, like all these guys. We should all know as a community that this is still happening and what's still going on within our community. And we made a difference the first time around when we exposed these guys. All of us as a community did it. I think it's now time again for us to step up and say no fucking more. You guys have seen, and a clear pattern has been displayed, that this is what's happening when certain streamers or certain names are going away to fulfill other duties in their lives or their role and commitment to your game specifically as well. And we as a community need to come together. We need to lay these guys out, because someone who has, you know, 1192, 1186, 29, 21, 43, 29, 28, 27, These guys are not legit. Like, there is no fucking way any person with a sane mind, a solid train of thought, would think that any of these guys are legit. And if you do, you need to fucking screw your head on tight, brother. You need to get things straight. Brad Wilcox. Hey, you guys! All you guys at Daybreak, you guys need to screw your fucking heads on straight so you guys know what's going on in your fucking community. Be more in touch with those of us. There are literally, Rick says 50, I say 65% of the player base in H1Z1 are hacking. Vast majority are in between the silver to diamond range. Royalty, not so much. It holds the lower end of the spectrum. Because if you get your name on a huge leaderboard like this and you make top 100, top 500 in the world, obviously you're going to shake the pot, you're going to stir the kettle, and all that other shit, and you're going to be fucking focused out here. So Brad Wilcox, aka Sloth, hey you guys, I'm talking to you specifically in this video. I normally try to stay away from calling out people specifically, but I would like you, your team, and your people to fucking do something about this. Do right by the community. And this usual Z3 patch that all the players at the 300k tournament have been talking about, and all this new tech and stuff that you're talking about rolling out that is on the test server, I think all that stuff needs to be coming out sooner rather than later, because you guys are fucking running out of time. In 3 days, Battlegrounds officially goes live. In about a month or so, if they get their shit together, because they're showing the same instances and same behaviors of a corporation like yourself over there at the Islands of Nine team, which I've had a couple run-ins and I know some stuff about them that I would like to expose, but I refrain because I was a backer in the game. I haven't had the game in my hands, but just the way some of the dev team and the moderators and the higher-ups within their community and within their development team have acted towards some of my questions and some of other people's questions, it's questionable and it's showing signs of H1Z1 proportions. So I say if you're curious or on the fence about Islands of Nine, hold off. Go with Battlegrounds for now. It's a more solid, more legit game. Slower paced, not very high kill based, but it's a game that deserves your money, deserves your respect, and PlayerUnknown and the dev team over there has done a hell of a job to make the game ready, available, advertised, and everything else for players in the market and for people who have interest. But moral of the story is Brad Wilcox, you and your team and everybody at Daybreak Games, your time is running short, and the longer you guys keep this kind of shit going here and you allow these fuckers to ruin and taint our community and ruin games for everybody like me who's legitimate and wants to have a good time, play with some friends, or even see if he can break royalty the legit way. I'm not a high fragger. I know it's going to take me a whole season to get royalty if I do. You know what I mean? But I want the experience, I want the adrenaline rush, and I want to have a good time on a fair level. And if you guys think your servers can't handle 170 players, well, do what Battlegrounds is doing. Go down to 90 to 100 players. Make your servers better by reducing player count, or buy some better servers. Buy some more dedicated servers. Expand your server base across the country and throughout. Don't centralize yourself in California and have one server for the East Coast players in Texas or South Carolina. Spread yourself out. Make yourself readily available for the community. You guys have the money. You spent enough money on bullshit. Now, let's spend some money on shit that's actually worth it. And everybody else who's bought cases, given money to the game and everything else like that, it's your guys' turn to speak too. Stop buying the cases. Stop giving them the money so they can fill their pockets and line their pockets and throw out bullshit patch after bullshit patch after bullshit patch with more cases. Let's focus up. Let's get rid of the hackers. Let's clean the community. And that's not a message to Brad Wilcox and company, because their time is running fucking short. We're after you guys. We're seeking the truth. And we're coming after you guys. That's all for this one, guys. BloodMan000. I'm out, and I'll see you guys in the next.